So as a studio, we're really passionate and fascinated in revealing the beauty in the everyday. Electricity is something that most of us, all of us, use on a daily basis, but rarely think about the patterns in how it's used and what that can tell us about kind of ourselves as humans, really. We are Tekja, we're a data visualization studio, so we position ourselves at the intersection of art and technology. We use data to reveal stories and bring things to life. We look at complex information and reveal the hidden patterns and trends within them, and create narrative installations and web interactives to kind of explore the insights that data can give us. So the work explores the invisible world of electricity, something that we all rely on for our day-to-day lives, and it looks at revealing and visualising how this electricity gets from its source to our homes. So we look at the sources and where this electricity comes from, how it's generated, what our world can give to us, as well as the networks and pathways it takes to get to our houses. When we flick on a light switch, we rarely think about the journey that this force has taken and how it can help us in our everyday lives. So our process really involves two parallel strands, the more artistic and the more technological, working very, very closely together. The artistic looks at communication, how we can, in the instance of this installation, really enable visitors to feel surrounded and encompassed by this idea of electricity in the three-dimensional space of the exhibit. But on the technical side, we also need to look very hard into some very complicated information, some massive data sets to find trends and patterns that are rigorous and we've rigorously tested, but at the same time are really, really interesting to a public audience and are going to tell them more about electricity, and it's going to leave them feeling fascinated and wanting to learn more.
So often data is hidden into some black boxes, like in some very hidden places in the internet or in some database. And our job is really that one of revealing what are the stories within it. And our work is data-driven, so we really rely on the data actually as a material for what is our outputs. Electricity for us has been always an interesting topic to work on. It's unfortunately not that accessible as the data itself is available up to a certain detail, and in this case we've been really lucky as we are working together with the power network operator, which provided us the data, and we can look into very detailed views of electricity usage. We always start the project with the raw data. The raw data is fascinating as it's allowing us to look at the whole picture and extract from it the facts and the stories. And in order to do that, we run some data analysis on top of the electricity data. So really our first step was trying to find common patterns into these graphs that are almost like fingerprints of electricity load, and try to cluster them and find out geographically what they correspond to. I feel this artwork is important because it opens up and reveals a wealth of information about something that is a little bit intangible in our normal lives. I think that we take for granted the fact that we are able to use electricity, and sometimes we forget what it takes for this electricity to be produced.
We're living in an increasingly electricity-driven society for the most part. Most of us use more and more electrical appliances every day. Electricity is becoming more and more a part of our lives. And at the same time, there is an increasing awareness around what we are using in terms of electricity and natural resources and the impact this may be having on our environment. The conversations are starting to reach a crescendo around the impact we're having on the world, and this is the perfect moment with which to explore in using real data from real cities and real urban environments, electrical networks. Using that real data, we can start to really see how much energy we use and start to kind of have a little think about whether we need to change that in the future.